Welcome to the Get Empowered podcast. This week's episode is going to be all about the ins and outs for 2024. So I've been loving the recent trend I've seen on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok of things that you want to bring into 2024 and things you want to leave behind in 2023. So I thought I would share some of mine. There's going to be fitness ones, self-care, finances, all the things. So let's dive in. Welcome to the Get Empowered podcast. My name is Erika Vichcales, and I am a mindset mentor, personal development junkie, holistic health advocate, and lover of all things spiritual. At the Get Empowered podcast, I'm here to help you overcome limitations, step into your power, and create your dream life. I've spent the last several years healing my mind, body, and soul, and have learned so much along the way. From healing trauma to navigating a sober lifestyle and learning how to step into my personal power, it has been transformational. If you're looking to heal, to be inspired, to uplevel your life, and to become the most empowered version of yourself, you've come to the right place. I created this podcast to help you know you are worthy of rewriting your story, to help you navigate your own empowerment journey. You are worthy of living your most authentic, aligned, and inspired life, and I can help you get there. Whether you are diving deep into personal development or just need a weekly pick-me-up, I've got you covered. Thank you so much for pressing play today. I cannot wait to transform together. Let's get empowered. Welcome to the Get Empowered podcast. Your host, Erika here. I hope you guys had a wonderful New Year's Eve holiday week. I know that it was a really amazing break for me. This is the first episode I'm recording in 2024, and I'm just so dang excited for it. So I wanted to keep it a little light. You know, the first week into the new year is fun, and I just want to share with you guys some things that I want to be bringing into this new year and things that I'm going to leave into 2023, or I'm going to do my best to leave in 2023. You know, I don't know if you listened to my episode all about resolutions, but I've decided instead of having a set resolution, I'm just setting an intention. So I took some time on my break and I wrote out an intention for the new year. And that was an amazing practice for me. It was really fun. It was really inspiring. It's something I do with every new moon. So I thought, you know what? Why not try it for the new year? I know that it's not set with a new moon, but I still thought, why not? Let's give it a go. Let's just set an intention versus a resolution. That has worked really well for me in the past to set intention. So I thought, let's do it for this year. And I had a lot of fun doing that. So if you did that too, please share with me what you did, if you enjoyed it, how it's feeling for you so far. And I also did choose a word of the year. And for me, that is going to be consistency, because I know that it is something I need to work on. I can be very, very consistent in certain areas of my life, but there are other areas of my life that I'm not consistent at all at. So I want to continue being consistent in the areas that I'm good at and just keep growing that consistency in the areas that maybe I've been slacking a little bit, with still giving myself grace. So first of all, what am I currently loving and what am I grateful for? So this is probably very basic, what I'm grateful for after the new year, but I am just so incredibly grateful for the time that I had off. I had about a week and a half off of work, and we spent a lot of time with Kyle's family. We spent time with his nephews and his brother and sister-in-law, and we don't get to see them a ton because we don't live in the same state. So that was just really nice to see them, and the kids are on the younger side. So just getting to know them better and grow that relationship with them was amazing. And just seeing family and having that good quality time. We were up north, and I love going up north, as I share with you guys on here all the time. So I just really enjoyed the week. It was a great week. It was a great way to decompress. I don't really have service up there, so that was nice. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my Mindset Monday episode. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's going to be every Monday. I would like to at least do 2 a month as my goal. But I just really wanted to have something that was a bit more mindset focused, and then have these longer episodes potentially be about a more in-depth topic. So I hope you guys are liking that, but I'm just really grateful for the opportunity to continue doing the podcast. We're so close to 100 episodes, which is just amazing to me. This is going to be episode 97, I believe, if I'm doing my math correctly. So I love that. I'm so grateful for all of you guys, as always. And what is something that I'm loving? Well, I'm loving a lot of different things, but I will share that I found a new podcast that I love. So as you guys know, as I've shared in the past, if you've heard that episode, I love the podcast Two Hot Takes. It's a very fun, lighthearted listen, and it's all about like those "Am I the asshole" stories on Reddit, and I love those. They're just so funny to me. So I started listening to an episode. So I listened to the most recent episode today, and it was actually an episode from another podcast that she does, the host Morgan does with her father, called Father Knows Something. And I've really enjoyed the episodes on Two Hot Takes with her father. So I was like, you know what? Like, let's give it a go. Let's give it a listen. And I really loved it. So the podcast is called Father Knows Something. I've really enjoyed it. It's an advice podcast, like people write in. And yeah, so if you're just looking for a new podcast to listen to or another one, in addition to Get Empowered, I highly, highly recommend it. Now, this week, we are going to be doing my ins and outs for 2023 and 2024, and I cannot wait to share them with you. I'm going to have some that are personal development, some that are fitness, some that are just, whatever I want it to be. And they're really random, and they're just like, if I was doing resolutions, this would be probably the closest thing to my resolutions, but they're just goals that I have for myself and things that I want to bring into the new year and things that I want to leave behind. So, some of these are going to be a bit repetitive because I always share with you guys what I'm loving. But let's start with my ins. What am I going to be bringing into 2024? So, my first one is daily meditation. I am someone that I love to meditate, but this is where I have not been consistent with it lately. I don't know what it is, but I've not been consistent with daily meditation. And I know that it helps me so much. And my goal is at a minimum 5 minutes a day. Even if all I have is a 5 minute meditation, that is okay. It is better than nothing. So, my daily meditation, it is so good for the brain. Meditation has been shown to help you in so many different ways. So, meditation. Okay. My second one, and I'm so excited to keep going with this, is to continue growing my savings. And, we're planning a wedding. We are doing all these things, and I've been paying off debt. So my goal is just to really continue to grow my savings. I want to continue to just set myself better up financially. And for me, I need to do that automatically. So actually, one of the first things I did when I logged into my work on the second was I actually increased the amount of my paycheck that will be going directly into my savings account. Now, I am someone where I would set it up where, like let's say I need the money in my savings, it's pretty easy for me to access it. I don't make it too difficult, just in case something happens. But I'm also someone where I don't really touch the account very often. So for me, automatically just having it deposit into my savings has been a very good method for me in the past. It's what I did when I worked at Lifetime. I just had all those checks automatically go into my savings account. And so I'm going to continue to do that. And I'm happy that I increased the percentage of my paycheck that goes into my savings. I'm excited to see just that to continue to grow. I think it's really important to have an emergency fund. And so not only am I planning, a wedding and saving up for a wedding and a honeymoon and all that stuff, but I also want to just make sure that I have a good emergency fund available just in case anything happens. So working on our finances is in. Okay. Another thing that is in is reading for fun. So I did read 16 books last year, and that's physically reading. I did do a lot of audiobooks, but I did not include those in the count because I just listened to them while working. And though it is content, I consumed, I think, over 30 books last year because I think I listened to over 10, I think I listened to over 15 audiobooks. So I listened to a lot of books last year, but I also have a lot of time to listen to those books. So, take it or leave it. But reading for fun, I have been someone for the last several years where I have read a decent amount, but I have read a lot of nonfiction and a lot of personal development, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, I really have enjoyed reading for fun, and I think it's something I want to continue doing. Now, I do want to be a bit more intentional with reading some personal development this year as well, because I really kind of let that go last year. But I want to continue to just read fun books. I'm even considering joining a book club. So if you know of any good book clubs, let me know if you're in the Phoenix area. But I am really excited to just keep reading, like reading for fun. I think it's good for the brain. It's good. I am someone that I love my little Netflix scrolls every now and again, but I think it's important to read. It expands your brain, even if it's just a for fun book. So sorry guys, I have my list on my phone, so I'm just changing where my phone is. Okay, so my next one is going to be water and walks to start the day. If you know me, if you know like the routine I've talked about with you all so much. I always start my day walking my dogs with my big ass water bottle. If you're on the YouTube, you can see it, my big ass simple modern water bottle, which is a 40-ounce water bottle. I always start the day with that. I really like that. And with it being colder, I'll be honest, I've been drinking less of the water bottle in the morning because I'm just so cold and all I want is something warm. But starting your day being active and with water, I think is amazing. And I'm not saying you have to go do a super intense workout, but I just really enjoy working that way and starting my day that way. So I just highly recommend it. It's what I'm going to continue to do and just be more consistent with as well for 2024. So I've talked about this a lot as well, but again, this is something that I just know works well for me and I have not been consistent with. So again, this is why consistency is my word for the year, but using the moon to manifest. You guys know that I have a moon calendar. I love it. I released a new one for 2024. And so if you're wanting to like line up your life a little bit better with the lunar cycles, that is my continued plan, but I want to take it to another level this upcoming year or this new year and really also work more in the yang versus yin phases. So that's something that I have not been as good at this like in 2023 was like really embracing the yang versus yin phase. Like even today as I'm recording this, it is a yang phase and the yang phase are the doing phases of the lunar cycles and I've just noticed that my life works so much better when I'm intentional. So I really want to be more intentional and consistent and intentional with my calendar and just using that lunar calendar more because I know that it works for me. So I want to use it to manifest, but also to line up my business and my life a little bit better. So that's just something I'm doing is just live more in accordance with the lunar cycles. You guys know I'm a moon girly. I love it. And I am unapologetic about it. So another thing, and I don't know if I shared this on the podcast. I think I did, but I got a lymphatic drainage massage for my birthday and I fucking loved it. It was incredible. And if you have listened to the podcast for a while, you probably know that I'm someone that does lymphatic massage on my face. So I do facial massage, but I do like a lymphatic drainage one almost every morning. So I just want to continue to do that, but also start doing like full body lymphatic massages more regularly. I loved my lymphatic massage, and Kyle got me some castor oil to do castor oil packs as well. And so I just really want to focus on lymphatic drainage in 2024. It has been huge. Now, my next thing that's in this is kind of like a dual thing, but just eating nourishing meals and really focusing on high protein. That has been so incredibly beneficial for me in my fitness journey and in my health journey. I've seen some really great progress in my health journey and I've been loving that. Like Kyle's noticed, I've noticed, my trainer has noticed, like my scans have noticed. I did an in-body scan right before the holidays. Thank God it was before the holidays and I have a couple more weeks before I need to do another one because I definitely did not stick to my eating plan over the holidays. And to be honest, it made me feel not great. Like I still feel a little inflamed, like my face feels a little puffy, but I know that eating high protein meals and eating nourishing meals really, really is so beneficial for me. And so I want to keep doing that. Like, I want to keep doing that. I want to be a bit stricter with myself and go further into my anti inflammatory meals. I know that it helps me so much. And honestly, guys, I don't know about you. So this also kind of ties into it, but meal prepping helps me so fucking much. Meal prepping is a game changer for me. So honestly, I just really am going to keep doing that. It's something I started towards the end of 2023 was getting back into my meal prep game. If you want me to share recipes that I have, I totally will. But I just really, really love eating like healthy food that makes me feel good. And so for me, when I reframe it about I'm nourishing my body versus like I'm missing out on something, that is a game changer for me. So yeah, just eating more protein. I know that I'm someone that, especially with my restrictions of not doing dairy, that can really like make protein hard because dairy is a great source of protein. And eating the amount of dairy I need for my physique goals can also be a bit difficult at times. So I'm just continuing to grind that out. All right. So now this is also going to be a fitness one. And I think I shared this about my advice, but I'm just going to keep lifting heavy fucking weights. I'm really loving my lifting classes. They are so much fun. I love the community of them, but also I'm just feeling so good and a lot more confident in myself and in my body. So just continuing to lift heavy. I mean, right now we're in an endurance phase, so lifting heavy isn't the goal, but my point is lifting, like pushing myself to my max for whatever phase we are in. So like the other day, I did right before the holidays, I did 205 back squat, and I was pretty proud of that number, like 205. I'm always excited when I can lift more than my body weight, so that was nice. And I was like, okay, so I need to, for this endurance phase that we are in, I needed to get like 60% of that 205 number that I back squatted for reps. And let me tell you, like, I threw up 125 on there and I was like, oh, 125, that'll be nothing. Well, for 15 fucking reps, that's a lot. And it was exhausting. I was fucking dead after. So even though we're in an endurance phase, I'm still really pushing my body and I am enjoying it. Like, I think it really helps me. It helps me mentally, it helps me physically. I've noticed a big connection with my mental health when I lift weights. So that is something that is in for me. And then going into fitness a little bit more as well, really being intentional with my rest days and continuing to cold plunge and sauna is in for me. If you do not have the ability to do some sort of cold water immersion, I really highly recommend finding a way to do that regularly, as well as doing a sauna regularly. I try to do it twice a week, but I do it for a pretty long time. And today actually is the day I was supposed to go cold plunge and sauna, but with getting back to my routines, honestly, I did not have the time today with work. Just catching up after the holidays is a lot. As much as I loved taking my week and a half break, it was a lot of work on my plate when I got home. So, we're doing that. I'm just going to continue doing sauna and cold plunging because I noticed a huge difference in my recovery. Like, oh, it's so much better. And I highly, highly, highly recommend it. I only have two more things that I'm focusing on for this year of bringing it into the year. And the first one, or my second to last one, I guess, is focusing on having like unplugged days in nature. I really want to make sure I'm getting into nature more. And that's easy to say this time of year in Arizona when it's a lot cooler and it's a lot easier. You just bundle up. It's a lot harder to do that over the summer. So I just want to be more intentional. I did join a women's outdoor group that I've done a couple events with and I really like them, but they have a challenge for 2024. So I am hoping to participate in that. I signed up. So let's see if I am consistent with it, right? Do you guys see this theme of consistency? Like I do a lot of things, but I'm just not good at doing them all consistently. There are certain things I'm very, very, very consistent at. Like again, I start every single fucking day with a walk with my dogs, pretty much. Like the only time I didn't when we were up north, but also like up north is a little bit different. There's not a great place to walk them, and they have like this massive woods outdoor yard to hang out with. So they are definitely getting exercise in. But anywho, so that's something I want to focus on. And then my last thing for what I want to focus on with 2024 is just continuing to focus on aging gracefully. And so all of these things kind of tie into that, my lymphatic massage, my staying out of the sun, my um, doing like good skincare. Like I have really good skincare routine I really like, and I can continue to share those products with you guys if that's something you're interested in. But just continuing to age gracefully and like allowing aging to happen. I know that like I just turned 30 and I know that it can be difficult when you start to see gray hairs or wrinkles or whatever. And part of why I do what I do is like I want to give myself the best base possible. Like, I don't really have a lot of wrinkles at this point, and I do a lot of things to help prevent that. I do a lot of skincare. I do facial massage, all these things, but I'm not scared of when they come. I just want to like allow myself to age gracefully. And I'm really just tired of how fake a lot of people look nowadays. I actually kept seeing this trend on how a lot of Gen Z looks like older than millennials because of all the work they're getting done. And I have to fucking agree. And this is not meant to be rude, but I do feel like a lot of people are starting to look older because we equate like surgeries and stuff to people who are older trying to look younger. And when young people get them done, it's like, okay, you look old now because you look like how our moms or whomever wanted to look. And so I don't know, I'm just really like trying to impress it. Well, what I am really trying to embrace aging gracefully. Like I have a couple gray hairs. I mean, you may not see them on camera, but I see them when I look in the mirror, and Kyle always points them out. What a lovely guy. And so I'm just like embracing it. Though I will say, guys, I'm someone that will probably always dye my hair. I don't dye my hair right now, but once I get a lot more grays, until I'm at the point where I could be fully gray and it looks like fucking awesome. Like Kyle's mom rocks the gray hair and it looks so good on her. When I'm that way, I will totally do that. But at this point, I will probably dye it once I need to, but I do not currently. Now, what am I wanting to leave behind in 2023? There is a lot of things. My first one is just being overstimulated 24/7. I feel like I am someone that I just let myself get way too overstimulated and overhyped, and I need to work on that. Like, it's not good for me. And so that's one reason why I'm like, Erika, fucking meditate daily. We know it's good for you. Don't scroll as much. And so, really, just being intentional and trying to not be intentional in the sense of monitoring where my nervous system is at and notice if I'm getting overstimulated, to just take a fucking break and relax. So my next one is unnecessary spending. That is out. That is fucking out. I mean, honestly, guys, like a lot of economic people are saying that we are either in a recession or about to be in a even worse recession than what we are in now. I know a lot of people are feeling that pain, and I know I am in certain ways as well. I mean, it's insane how much like even gas and groceries are nowadays, like just basic life things. So I'm really trying to be a lot more intentional about my spending habits and like going through like what subscriptions do I have? What do I actually use? What do I not use? What can I get rid of? All things like that, because it all adds up. It all adds up. So just unnecessary spending is just out. Like it's just out. And same for like just because you want to see your friends does not mean you need to spend money to do so. So I saw something the other day where this person was like, instead of quiet luxury, loud budgeting, I'm making loud budgeting be in. And I kind of love that because, yeah, I'm on a fucking budget. And I think most people need to be. I mean, so many people overspend, so many people live outside of their means. And I've done that. I've been that person. And sometimes I am that person. There's a couple months where I'm like, oh shit, I spent way too much this month. So, really just being intentional about, do I need to do this? And for me, one way I want to do that is by like not impulse buying. Really think about the purchases. Like, for example, you guys know I talk about my ice roller that I have that I love. I love my ice roller. It was a gift. And that company, that like influencer, she released a couple of new products that I really want. And, I got some money for my birthday and I was like, oh, I could like treat myself with that. But I have a couple other things that I kind of want to get instead. Like, I really want to get a portable monitor to attach to my laptop so that I could potentially travel and work a little bit easier. So, for example, I would like to go home to Michigan at some point in 2024. And I really don't want to take off a ton of time off work if I don't have to, even though I have the vacation days. I am like, if I could work a couple of days while I'm out there, I would love to do so. But honestly, even though I have a work laptop, I'm someone that needs multiple monitors to do my job well. So I really should get a portable monitor. And I got basically the exact amount I need for my birthday from my grandma. Yay, grandma. Thanks, grandma, to get that portable monitor. Right. And I'm like, well, I could like gift myself that, and it doesn't matter. It's all really coming from the same pot. But again, trying to not spend unnecessarily. So I really think that like overspending, like hauls, shit like that is out. It's unnecessary spending. So, really just being intentional. And when I give you guys recommendations, this isn't me saying you need to go buy something right now. That's just things I'm currently loving and that I'm using. And I'm very honest and blunt with you. I don't share with you guys things that I do not use myself. So, my next thing, and I kind of said this earlier, but only reading nonfiction is out. Like, reading for fun is in. So, only reading like personal development books, like I heard this thing the other day and I just really agree with it is, even though you're on a healing journey, you don't need to make that healing journey your identity. You are a full person. And for me, I love personal development, but I think only reading personal development kind of fucked with my brain a little bit. Like, I am not broken. I don't need to be quote fixed. I do like to grow. I like to improve upon myself. I am someone that loves that process and loves that journey, but I also know that I'm someone that needs to have that like fun mental break of fun books. So only reading nonfiction is out. And this kind of goes in with some of my health things, but Coffee before water is out. So drinking water is in. Drinking water before coffee, having meals before coffee. So for me, I just know I drink a lot of coffee. I'm not trying to get rid of coffee completely because it's my vice. Like I don't drink alcohol. I don't do a lot of things, but I do love coffee. And so I'm not trying to get rid of coffee, but I want to be a lot more mindful about my coffee consumption, both the amount and the timing of it. So not having it too late and not having too much within a day. So, too much coffee and coffee before water in the morning is out. Okay. Now, what else of doing too much of something is out? Too much cardio instead of functional training and lifting is out. You know, guys, like with my fitness and health and stuff, like I have been through the ringer this year. It's been really frustrating. But let me tell you guys, I went from doing cardio multiple times a week with bar. And I know bar is a little bit different. Obviously, bar is different than lifting, but I now lift 4 times a week and I do cardio once a week. Now, I will say with my lifting class, there is like a cardio component to it, but it's a lot more functional. It's not just straight cardio, right? But there is a section, they always end the class with like 15 minutes of circuits that do definitely get your heart rate up. But again, not actual cardio. So that's that. And then highly processed foods are out. Only eating like highly processed foods and eating a lot of sugar is out. And I know it's like tough, especially over the holidays. It was tough. Like my eating plan went out the fucking window when we were on vacation, especially because we were in a big group. So it's like I didn't have the ability to bring a week's worth of my meals. And maybe I should have. Maybe if I was more disciplined, I would have. But I was like, no, I'm on vacation. I'm with Kyle's family. Like we are just relaxing. Like I'm going to eat what is here. Like I'm going to contribute what I can. And that's that, you know? So that being said, though, I don't think it's good to have highly processed foods or things that you know don't make you feel good like regularly. So, highly processed foods and a lot of sugar, that shit is out. It is out. And meal prepping helps a lot with this. Now, again, this is not to shit on anyone, but this is just my personal opinion. I think Botox and filler is out. It's fucking out. I think that it's not a good look. I think that certain things for Botox can be super helpful. So I'm not like shitting on you if you do that, especially like medical reasons. I know like people with TMJ or headaches or even like sweating, it can be good for. And if it makes you feel good, do it. Okay. But I'm just saying for me, I think the getting Botox like way too early. Like, why does a 20-year-old need Botox? They fucking don't. Sorry. Like, you still have really great skin, most likely. So, just unnecessary. Unnecessary procedures is maybe the better way to say that, in my opinion, is out. And again, it's out for me. That doesn't mean like that you can't do it. Do whatever the fuck you want. But I just think it's like not a good look. I think that aging gracefully is in. I think allowing ourselves to age is a beautiful thing. Not everyone gets the privilege to age. And that's like the mindset I'm trying to take, especially entering my 30s, where I know people start to do things like this more. Now, actually, shit, I don't think I even said this in my I got too focused, but wearing clothes that you do not feel beautiful in is out. And so something that I'm focusing on and that is in for me is refining my wardrobe. I mean, today's outfit's not a very good example, to be quite honest, but that is kind of exactly my point. Is I really want to refine my wardrobe. I really have invested a lot of time learning about my color season. I'm trying to determine my kibby type, things like that. And it's not about like putting yourself in a box, but again, if you can like have your wardrobe make you feel better, why the fuck not? So, wearing shit that doesn't fit you, that doesn't make you feel good is out. What else is out is fake fucking friends. What else is out? Making excuses. These are all kind of just really obvious, but like for me, I have goals. I have goals this year and not prioritizing them. That is fucking out. Making excuses of why I'm not prioritizing them is out. Procrastination is out. So these are just some of my ins and my outs. Oh, and my last one is not having an eating plan is out. So I am someone where I know a lot of people on here maybe have struggled with food, and that is always my more popular episodes when I talk about nutrition and health and stuff and like my own personal journey with that. And part of my recovery with like overeating and like too much sugar and shit like that is having an eating plan. And that doesn't mean that you're going too far in the opposite way and being over restrictive. But for me, having a plan is crucial to my success. I've learned that in OA, and that made me feel a hell of a lot better about myself when I realized, oh, this is actually one of the recommended tools in my recovery. So that's fucking awesome. But having an eating plan just, I really think, again, helps me with the consistency. Like I said, my word of the year is consistency. So I don't know if you guys agree with any of these or disagree with any of these. Please let me know what your thoughts are. What's in and out for you? I just thought it was really fun to share some basic things that I'm loving, that I'm not loving, that I'm trying to focus on, that I'm trying to get rid of, things like that. Another one that's in that I just thought of is making my bed every morning. I love to make my bed in the morning, but again, I'm not fucking consistent with some really little things that do make a difference. They make a difference. Now, let us see what the first chakra card pull for 2024 is and what the cards have to say to us today. Okay, y'all. I find it really funny that we pulled this card today because when I was shuffling, I try not to look, but I got a peek a couple of times and I kept seeing it at the bottom of the deck, but then I kept cutting the deck and I kept shuffling. And of course, we got the psychic development card, which is with the third eye chakra. If you have an amethyst crystal, which is one of my favorite crystals, if you're on the YouTube, you can see how beautiful. I don't know why I say the YouTube instead of just YouTube. If you're watching YouTube, you see my beautiful amethyst crystal. I love this shit. I just put it straight on my third eye as I meditate. As you can see, I am a weirdo, but I love it. And I highly recommend working with an amethyst crystal if you're trying to open your third eye chakra. But we got the psychic development card. And honestly, that is something that is in for me in 2024. And so the cards are basically saying, guys, we all have psychic abilities. A lot of people call this a sixth sense. Wow, can I not speak today? A sixth sense. And everyone has one. And everyone can work on opening it up, opening up that channel with the divine, with the universe, with your higher power, whatever you want to fucking call it. But make sure that you are giving yourself the ability to open up that channel and to work on your psychic abilities. This is the universe saying, hey, you have an ability. You have the ability to tap into it more. Maybe do so. So this can look like listening to podcasts that teach about it. This can look like reading books that can teach about it. I really love Marianne DeMarco's work. I've listened to her on some podcasts. I've read her books. She's wonderful, Marianne DeMarco. I really love Jordan Younger on The Balanced Blonde. I love her podcast. She has a lot of episodes about this topic. I don't talk about it too much because I'm not an expert by any means. I'm still growing and learning. And, one of my things for 2024 is actually to really tap into these abilities more. So do whatever medium works for you. Maybe attend a workshop, maybe attend a class, maybe attend a webinar, maybe listen to a podcast, listen to a book on tape or something along those lines that is just going to teach you more on how to tap into the divine, because truly when we are more connected with that higher power and that ability to really like tap into our intuition. I mean, I would almost say, like, depending on what you are, if you're a clairvoyant, clairaudient, there's so many different, like, there's 5 clairs. Again, I'm not an expert, so go find someone who is. Again, Marianne DeMarco is an amazing one, but I believe I think it's called claircognizant, where I just like know shit. I don't know how I know it, but I just do. My intuition is like on fucking point. And I do think partially it's because I have tapped into my psychic abilities. I believe every single person is psychic and has the ability to tap into their intuition, tap into their sixth sense. And no matter what that looks like for you, maybe you hear, maybe you see, maybe you feel, maybe you know. And I really have like gut feelings and knowing. That is like my two. So I don't like hear shit. I don't see shit, but I just fucking know shit. And I don't know how I know it, but I do. And I'm assuming it is my psychic abilities. And I'm not wrong often. So with that being said, this is just your sign, because honestly, I did not really talk about spirituality too much in this episode. This is your sign to not forget the spiritual side of you. We are a mind, we are a body, and we are a soul. So tap into that soul. Okay. The universe wants to guide you. Ask your ancestors, ask your spirit guides, just ask, and always ask for positivity and beings of light. You want to make sure you are working with the light, because there are dark forces and dark energy out there. So, with that, I am so excited for the new year. I hope this episode was just a more fun, casual one. I'll be honest, with the holidays, it's been fucking busy, and getting back has been busy. We really have had not much time to settle into our routine. I still have not meal prepped for this week. I still have not grocery shopped. So we're just kind of going. We are going, going, going. And I hope you guys have had a wonderful holiday break. I hope you guys are enjoying this first week of the year, diving back into it. And I appreciate you all so much. I cannot wait to have an amazing 2024 with you guys. So let me know if there's certain topics you want to hear about. Let me know if there's things you want me to touch on for Mindset Mondays. Let me know if there's things you want to touch on for these full-length episodes. You guys mean the world to me. This podcast means the world to me. It is so much fun. And I really want to continue to grow our community. So if you enjoy it too, please share it with people. Again, we're on YouTube, We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. I think Apple Podcasts is where most people listen to us, but go subscribe on YouTube. Even if you aren't a big YouTube person, the subscribe button really helps us out so much. It means the world to me. Thank you guys so much for listening. I cannot wait to continue to connect with you guys, and I will talk to you next week. So do not forget to stay empowered. All right, guys, happy 2024. Let us have an amazing year. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you for taking the time to be a part of our Get Empowered community. Don't forget to check the show notes for the resources I shared in today's episode, and of course, to connect with me on social. You can find all of our offers and community links at empoweredwitherika.com. I always love hearing from you, so don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe, and tag me with your biggest takeaways from today's episode. Let me know what you loved and what you want to hear more about, and share it with someone who you think would love it too. I cannot wait to share more with you. I'll see you next week, and don't forget to stay empowered.